Okay, cool. Or was that meant to be for the play as well? All right. Anyway, hi again, everybody. Okay, cool. So, we might just address that in chat. I believe we've got Catastrophe Prismatic is on the back burner a bit. We do have that one recorded, and we are looking forward to sharing it with you. But I believe we're trying out a fresh commentator for it. So, watch this space as far as that one goes. Anyway, we're back and we're ready for Kocrotsus taking on Team Alpha. So, do we want to just do a countdown on this one? You all ready, Hess?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so like before, I guess we'll just sync up our video files and we'll just do a 3, 2, 1, go.
So I got mine sitting at 0 at the moment.
Yep. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so straight into it.
Right at the start. Okay, so a bit of background for everyone there. Kocrotsus are an Indonesian team. They've been with us since the very first season of the series, and they've always been very entertaining to watch in action. Team Alpha, meanwhile, a new team mostly made up of veteran players, though.
So a lot of these players are sort of familiar to us, but I guess not as a team though. So interesting to see how they play together for sure.
Yeah, of course, it's a furious opening here. 2 players down already on Kocrotsus. Looks like other way around. Pardon me, team. I thought it was the purple team that had 2 people down. Nonetheless,
Kocrotsus is yellow. Yeah, okay. So do you have those bubbles coming out there in mid? I guess. Okay.
Oh boy, and that's Croc getting very aggressive there. Tab now happily underneath the basket, but they don't have the clams for a push yet.
Yeah, so taking out Trent though as comes out as the conveyors there. But
Team Alpha got a bit too aggressive there. But at the moment, Kocrotsus, they've harvested the clams, but they're not able to get in position.
No, so Tab was kind of just
doing a good job there though. That's really doing,
wow.
Keeping people's heads down. But it looks like the power clam despawned in the meantime, and Kocrotsus have no way to get the basket. But even though they've, there we go.
Right down to the basket. Oh, there we go.
Larks makes it work. But now Team Alpha are all back in position, and they're going to make it miserable for Croc to try and improve their score. And I think that's a pseudo wipe.
Yeah, very interesting execution there. So. Tab just kind of hovering in the basket, kind of just nearly waiting for a push to be ready.
Look at that clan counter there. Even with Trent going down, that's still 21 clans on Team Alpha's side. They could, all they need to do is get in position and they've got to push.
Yeah,
okay,
sure,
never mind.
Fortunately, as you say that,
I think I jinxed them. Travelling back in time a few days. So that's, must be a real relief for Kocrotsus there. Sitting on a pretty shaky lead, and then they just managed to wipe out half of their opponents.
Yeah, for sure. So Kocrotsus do have a little bit of advantage there because of the map control still, and not necessarily. I mean, they don't have as many clans.
Oh boy! Wow. Yeah, so that's happy news for that custom Hydra there. They did at least manage to get a trade, and oh no, Ekman misjudges the throw.
Oh man.
So it's all on Broys, and that's unfortunately the timing just didn't work to keep that push alive.
Yeah, so I mean, we're basically halfway through this match, and we've only seen kind of one I guess successful. I guess you can call it successful given there was scoring done, but not necessarily a push. And that being said, though, Team Alpha seems like they're defending a lot of this at the moment. You got those. Joys that are playing very aggressively and often getting double splats at their basket. So,
of course, that's the interesting thing. At the moment, we've only seen one successful push and only really one each not unsuccessful push from the 2 teams. It's been tremendously neutral so far this game.
Yeah, and I feel like it's Piranha bit. I feel like it's hard to not get a push in unless you have those the support of special such as bubbles or the baller.
Well, because of course you've got to cross up with the opponent's spawn exit, and they can just make your life miserable if you want to try and get to that basket.
Yeah, for sure.
So Lampy there, getting a confident defense there. Tab got in their face and could well have given them something to think about there.
Yeah. So, we got Team Alpha there with, 20 clams, 20 points worth of clams, and, bring out those bubbles, potentially just to try and help with pushing a bit, but,
Tab not making the same mistake twice and not giving the Hydra debris. Is Button going to get a push?
Yeah,
Oh, yes, here we go.
There they'll kind of...
And there we go, we get a flank splat.
Yeah.
And some more small clams going in. I like it, but I think that's the end of it.
Yeah, so nonetheless, that's the lead, and it's not a good lead, but with 40 seconds left, I mean, if Kocrotsus just want to make a push, they're in a really good spot for that right now.
They've got the inkjet, they've got the bubbles, and boys, it looks like abandoning a big pile of small clams just to grab that power clam. They need, 3 clams to get the overtake here, but there's no one there. They've just been completely removed.
Wow. All they needed was, 3 more clams, and that would have been the lead, and been a very good timing of this game too. But
the good news for them is that they didn't burn their pity clam on that. They're guaranteed overtime, and they're probably going to do their best to build up their specials for it. They've nearly got bubbles ready.
So they do this second chance.
Oh yeah, Lampy here though, just being that tremendous threat in being with the custom Hydra. And now time is going to really start to bite for Kocrotsus.
Yeah, definitely out of time here, and they do have quite a long way to go to get that basket now at Super Clam, so yeah.
Yeah, that clock is really cruel. I think the big thing there was the unfortunate desync between who was carrying the power clams on Kocrotsus' side. We saw right as they got that second break, their power clam carrier had been carrying a bunch of tiny clams as well, and it was forced to ditch them so that they could grab the power clam. If there'd just been someone else able to get in there and open that basket for them, that would have been a trivial overtake.
Yeah, for sure. It can be a little bit of a balancing act when it comes to that sort of thing. It's just kind of, figuring out who should be carrying the super clams at times, and so it didn't quite work out in the end there for them, I guess. But we are going straight into Rainmaker Albacore, so this has been
really, no hesitation at all. It's possible this is edited a bit. I didn't watch the time skip.
I think given how quick it was, I think it's...
Dark Mesh there has done us a favour and we're giving us an opportunity to think fast, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. So no, we are seeing quite a bit of weapon of loadout change. All right, here we go. All right, well, Kensa Julies, I think that's the first time I'm seeing them tonight. I like the custom jet squelcher here on this map. It lets you do a lot.
Yeah, so we did see the Kensa Julies from the last game from that same player, I believe.
Oh, I see, right. I must have just stopped paying attention.
So, Team Alpha, they're the only team with a Stingray, I believe, so that could come in handy at some point in this game.
And we're seeing, I think some of this is a product of just how popular the weapons are for reasons other than the kit. But a lot of the time we've been seeing double or even triple rain from teams. And some of that's just down to the fact that the ballpoint Nuvo is such a useful anchor weapon. And the custom Julie Squelchers are just, lots of people love them. I hesitate to call, I wouldn't call them not necessarily a weapon for newbies, but it is a newbie-friendly weapon because you've just got so much flexibility there. So an early push just kind of gets derailed. Echo, oh wow, I was almost expecting that to work off without even getting splattered. But I did like that patience, that willingness to use their teammates' jump marker as bait. Alright, still, we've got Team Alpha on the offensive now, and Trent's teammates have jumped in. It looks like, though, that those Julies are really just going to cause them a massive headache, and that's a posthumous trade there. With only one player left up on Team Alpha. In fact, no, that's a clean wipe.
And then as well,
So Kocrotsus is pretty happy there. That push didn't really amount to anything.
sure. So this will definitely get him some points going here as that ramp there.
Yes, and the jump, I love it.
Oh wow!
Lux doing and then just kind of sitting there. Maybe there was some lag issues or whatever. Still, I like it. That jump is really
That
good.
was very interesting to see. Bit of desync, I think there, but
They did have solid yellow ink in front of them, so they probably couldn't have
Yeah.
expected more than 1 or 2 points better than what they actually got. Still, this should light a fire underneath Team Alpha. They've been not really able to coordinate anything so far, either on attack or defense. It's all come down to just good individual plays to prevent this from sliding into a catastrophe.
yeah. So just saw that aggressive engineer there, kind of taking out the Rainmaker and we're taking out a couple of other plays in the process there, but Team Alpha here again trying to get something going here, and we do see a couple of.
I like this. They've got their Ray ready.
So
And they've got the chance for a really good push here. Oh no! Oh, Tab there, I think, picked up on that, and wow. Yep, goodbye Team Alpha. Try again next time.
Yeah, so Kocrotsus is now sticking together there. They've got the Rainmaker, so okay.
Well, Tab a bit, out of place. But there's, they're still making it work. We do have the Ray ready on, and here it comes. Lampy just sweeping across the length of the map, and just smashing the Rainmaker, brushing the whole of Kocrotsus aside. That's well played by Team Alpha. It's good to see them coming together here.
Yeah, so it's definitely one advantage of having a Stingray is that you can, do stuff like that. Sort of stop the Rainmaker without being in too much danger. Most of the time you can get safety into it.
We'll see if they've learned a lesson from last time, and are watching their back, and indeed, Lampy at least prepared, if not necessarily successful in fending them off, and then caught in that trap where you're up against a weapon that's just entirely better than you at close range, and you've just forced to sort of, take the horns of the dilemma, accept the fact that you're going to die, and do your best to get a trade.
Yeah, I mean that's all I could have hoped for in that situation. Just make it your best.
Alright, well, I should reiterate that this is indeed the Australian scene in action, and we've got, Kocrotsus here are from Indonesia as well. So this league is actually open to people from not only Australia, but also New Zealand, Southeast Asia, and as of this season, South Korea as well. So we have a really interesting and diverse lineup of teams and players. It's really cool seeing them get together and accomplish some cool stuff.
Yeah, and I believe it was. Oh, there we go.
Meanwhile, Team Alpha have used the pitch to just completely destroy Crot's lead, get a really, really nice front push.
That's very good, especially given the timing of this match. Getting the lead in the last 30 seconds, that means we're in a very comfortable spot to just, defend this now. But doing a very remarkable job of taking that lead back, given how strong that lead was.
Now the big thing,
Kocrotsus.
Kocrotsus have to be careful of here is Lampy's Stingray. Anything else is probably survivable, but if that Ray gets up, it's just going to make their life miserable. Zentrak to get saved by the armor. I was going to say had been wrong-footed by the Rainmaker, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, but even so, I could see that Stingray there was getting very close to fully charged. You can see the numbers at the top, and it got close to about 90% charge. So I have a feeling they would have been ready to stop that anyway.
So well played there by Team Alpha. It took them a while to get it into gear, but once they did, they were very confident on that push.
For sure.
Okay, so Splat Zone's time. I'll be interested to see if we get many adjustments here. We've seen some pretty good bubbles play from both teams back in Clams. I'm struggling to remember actually what the bubble weapons were.
In which game, sorry?
In the Clams on Piranha. Then we had dueling bubbles, but anyway, we'll see it soon enough anyway.
One of them was Kenzo Julies. They have bubbles. Oh, sorry, no, that's Baller.
Yeah. Anyway, it's heavy deco today. Alright, and it looks like we're opting for no bubbles at all from Kocrotsus. They do have that splashdown on the splat roller though, so at the very least they have an answer to when Team Alpha pulls their bubbles out. But running that Octobrush Nouveau, I believe that we actually saw that on this same map in the previous game that we watched. I should remember this, but I can't. Inkel, perhaps?
This was in the Krill Bill game.
Yes, Inkel running it on Sailor Vemos.
That's... Yeah.
It's definitely an enemy. Yeah.
So, but no, Button
doing
very
good work
familiar
with
with the branch, so not too surprised that
Still, we see that lead taken away by Kocrotsus, and managing to do a lot of work with, even though they're going down left, right, and centre.
Yeah, and you know, Button doing a nice job of placing those beacons around the place too, so that, you know, they can get in quite easily if they have to. Although, yeah, so taking the lead there as well.
I still feel that was the smart move though on Kocrotsus' part. It's a tiny, tiny lead for them to give away, and it meant that they were able to, you know, wait, come back in with a full team, and clean up almost all of the team.
Yeah, so definitely a bit more forward thinking involved there. So
yeah, there we
just
go.
thinking on the turn in that situation. And
wow, Lark's getting out of the tightest of tight spots,
Wow.
getting 2 players in a row while completely flat-footed.
yeah,
Wow, I wish I could play like
in that
that.
situation, but Lark's surprisingly coming better off from that.
And then, oh boy, Lampy just taken out mid-bubbles. That's the problem, of course, when your weapon doesn't have a bomb for the cheap quick detonation.
Yeah, and even just that trade at the end, they're very valuable.
Collected the whole set in the end.
Yeah.
However, Zentract have been doing sterling work there and keeping that zone neutral when the rest of their team was pretty much removed. And indeed, that's the cap there for Team Alpha. They needed that.
Yeah, so that is 3 down on Team Alpha. So Kocrotsus is taking no time there of getting the zone back and starting to work through their penalty now. Already got the lead, so
yeah, of course, 2-0 down at the moment in the big picture. Kocrotsus need to get, you know, a solid win here. They need to rattle Team Alpha. That splashdown did manage to just prevent those bubbles. But I think we're actually going to see a missile cap. Oh, pre-missile cap. Okay, fine. Button's teammates just being too good for the missiles to be relevant. Still, we've got a lot of interesting little skirmishes developing here. Tab trying to repeat Lark's feat and not succeeding. And Kocrotsus, you know, they need to bring back that patience they had earlier on in this set.
yeah, so Team Alpha, they're not too far from the lead, but Kocrotsus, they've already stopped that timer.
But here we go, we've only got Lampy here, and yeah, the bubble's just not in position. Either the timing wasn't right, or they judged it wasn't worth it with their teammates gone. So Team Alpha are going to have to run it all the way down from that 38-point penalty now. And Kocrotsus realising thinking they need to get aggressive, but then they just get the cap stolen from under their feet.
Yeah, so, and in fact, you know, we know Button's been placing a lot of beacons kind of like to the left side there even, so I wonder whether they kind of jumped to that beacon if it was still there and just kind of snuck into the zone again, despite...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. Kocrotsus unfortunately just didn't quite pick the right moment to get aggressive, so this could well be the overtake here.
Yeah, you know, bringing out those slash bombs just to reinforce that zone.
We have the rain going over, but with bubbles it'll be very easy. Yeah, there we go. Even with the numbers disadvantage. So Crop do manage to arrest before it becomes a serious lead though, and that's clean wipes, so I think their prospects are still pretty good for an overtake.
Oh, for sure, yeah, wipes, especially on this, like if they can just keep, at this point I just want to keep Team Alpha locked out there until they can get the lead again. Well, even just to win.
Lampy here has now just been stalled at spawn. This is what Kocrotsus want. They need to not just be wasting, they need to waste their opponent's time. Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
You could not have cut it any finer.
Yeah, so once again Team Alpha in the position where they're working through their penalty. As soon as they get to that penalty, then they have to work
Lampy caught, I think, a bit unawares by the double opponent there. Going down with those bubbles fully charged when you're trying to get the overtake, that's a bit unfortunate. And Tab now just playing as decoy, even if they weren't intending to, and wasting no time with that ink jet. That's just ruthless efficiency on display. Bit of a shame it's so bad at inking.
Yeah, so 15 seconds left here, 1 point in it, but you know, Kocrotsus have the zone, and they do have the lead already, so you know, Team Alpha are really going to have to try and take the zone so they can do, and they do manage to do that, but they are 2 down, so it's very difficult for them to hold it, I would think.
Wow, Tab getting a really key hold there. It would have been like the work of just a tiny bit of, you know, like a millimetre of deviation for, I think, was it Zentractor? I think...
I think
to get the splat there, maybe Trent. Either way, would have been so easy for Tab to just get removed and not get the cap. But they had it, you know. They held their nerve, and wow, yeah, that's. I'm not sure you can really call a match much closer than that.
No, definitely not, especially given they only just capped the zone, but once they lost the lead for Team Alpha, I think it was. So, yeah, super, super close.
Yeah, it was really good seeing the poise on display from both teams as well. You know, both of them were often put in situations where they were staring down an overtake by the other team that was comfortably set up on the zone, and rather than play risky and go in, you know, unprepared, they were willing to concede that lead and then get a proper clean overtake, like removal rather, and get the overtake while defending after they'd gotten the clean capture.
Yeah.
Wow.
Moving on to Tower on Sturgeon again. So we saw a very close game earlier on this map. So
I guess the interesting thing too is that both all the pushes really in that game that worked. They had that very weird sort of ad hoc approach to the tower itself. You know, it was very seat of the pants. Both Krillbill and Sailor Vimos were very ad hoc in how they approached who was riding, who was skirmishing in front.
Yeah.
We'll see if we see a bit more systematic approach on display, or if all right, and I think we've got we got Team Alpha eschewing the Stingray here, and Kocrotsus running it on the Hero Splatling replica. The Rapid Blaster Pro is an interesting choice from Lampion. Oh boy, and manages to escape. Obviously, Toxic Mist is quite nice on a tower, but it's a weapon that's it's very easy to be caught off guard. You know, it's got a huge vulnerable inside range where you can't really do anything to people unless you can direct them.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a little bit awkward to play on this map, I would think. You know, you can kind of sit on those high spots there and perhaps focus on trying to deal with the tower, but yeah, I guess maybe running for the kit as well, like you said with the Mist, always a good choice for tower.
Still, that's clearly, you know, it's their Team Alpha have got more than enough front runners, so I guess the other alternative could have been running Vanilla Blaster, but it doesn't really fit with what the rest of they've got. Still quite a capable anchor weapon, and it's one that does enjoy being able to get up high into the snipe areas and just rain blasts down on people with impunity.
Yeah, sure.
So that early push from Kocrotsus is pretty indecisive. I don't think it's going to be the best push they make. And Team Alpha on the offensive now. But Boys has just got that Stingray, out it comes, and that tower just has to grind to a halt, even though Team Alpha is still doing okay combat-wise.
Yeah, so that Stingray, they're cancelling out that checkpoint in the end. So Team Alpha, they're trying to get back to that checkpoint, but coming into a lot of fire there.
It's just making their life miserable. Tab's jump just does get punished there, but it does at least buy them time as well. So that tower's just going back to neutral, and I feel Kocrotsus could even get a push out of this.
Yeah, so another team really getting through that first checkpoint just yet, but Kocrotsus will be working to do that now. They don't have a whole lot to get through once they get there. Can't really see what's going on there at the moment. They're heading over there now with Trent.
Oh boy, and that roller is just devastatingly effective there.
Wow,
Trent does pick it up in the end.
Yeah, wasn't it 3v1? It takes down 2, so you know.
And now Larks is just able to capitalise on that work their teammates have done, and the tower's rolling up to the checkpoint.
Yeah.
Boys just using that Stingray to fend them off. Wow, this is dangerous.
Yeah, so they have just cleared that checkpoint now and continuing to push that tower forward while Team Alpha is still down 2 players, so like Team Alpha are just going to have to work together here and try and...
Yeah, and that Splatling just left under no pressure at all. Their front line is just able to completely keep Team Alpha off them. We do now see that button comes into salvage the situation, but that's...
Yeah,
17 is a lot.
Yeah.
17 is I don't think I could confidently expect to score that well in a tower match against a team of Crot's caliber.
Yeah, so you know, Button working very desperately. They're coming just even alone there, just get on the tower and just try and get that thing heading back, and was successful in that. And then you know, we saw it also try and just get a bit of control back in the mid there too. So putting in a lot of work there to try and turn this around. And we do see there that you know Team Alpha are now make a push, but that Stingray again coming out on that checkpoint. So just falling short of clearing that.
That's the thing, that now that Crot are sitting on such an impressive lead, they can afford to slow the game down. They can, play to just burn time in the middle and just make it, this horrible series of waiting games whenever Team Alpha want to try attacking.
Yeah.
still, with a minute left on the clock, if Team Alpha are able to get an offensive on, if they're able to just be aggressive, push forward and knock Kocrotsus off balance, it's still within their power to make this happen. I think, they are. I think they're moving the tower, but I don't think they're really trying to achieve anything. It's just like, let's just put a bit more pressure on them. Let's get a bit of special charge. Oh, that pincer attack there just gets no-sold by in fact, no! Echo goes down as well.
Okay,
wow, so that's, not looking good for Kocrotsus there. Team Alpha have a real chance here.
Yeah, looking like a bit of an opportunity now for Team Alpha to try and turn this around.
They
they're
did get
getting
a pick
lot of
on
control
the
now.
splat lane, but of course with 20 seconds left, and of course we can see it's nearly got a Ray ready. The question is whether they're going to be impatient or whether they're going to save it to deny that overtime push.
Yeah, well, it's nearly
This is looking very dangerous here for... Oh, wow! Oh, no! Oh, like, that little splat bomb that could.
Oh, man.
I was expecting, at the very least, a Ray, and in fact... Oh, boy.
Man,
wow.
that one just closing that entire thing down when it looked very good for Team Alpha.
Team Alpha really had a push going there, and unfortunately they just had all their eggs in one basket. That one splat bomb blasting their hopes and dreams out of existence. So Kocrotsus have leveled, it's 2-all. Very well played there on the offensive. And, well, their defense worked, but I feel that they benefited from perhaps a bit of an unforced error on Team Alpha's part. I think they perhaps, realising that they can't rest on their laurels here, what was good enough to win there isn't necessarily going to be good enough to win the match.
Yeah.
Alright, well, no hesitation now, we're off to Skipper Clams. And I have a good feeling about Team Alpha here. I think that their Clams play was much smoother and more coordinated on Piranha Pit than Kocrotsus's was, and this is a map that demands much more coordination.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously there's a lot less distance that you have to travel if you go straight through mid to get to these baskets, whereas Piranha, they're quite separated. So, interesting to see with a couple players from each team going the long way, a couple going to mid.
Zen just taken out in an early skirmish. Very interesting seeing, once again, the custom exposure coming out on Team Alpha there, rather than the standard. It looks like, in fact, we don't have any bubbles at all on Alpha, so they must just be relying on baller pushes. Still, with ink armor to back it up, I think it's something they can make work.
Yeah, so...
Oh, wow. Echo gets essentially a suicide push going, and then Larks isn't able to use their bubbles as a shield, but it does shield Broy's jump. Oh, wow. Well, that's gutsy play there from Kocrotsus. Echo jumps in again, but Broy's just realises that push is dead. Still, 40 points is better than Kocrotsus got on their first push in the previous Clams match, so, you know, you're getting better, as Jackie Chan says in his video games.
So we've got Trent here with 9. You need to have a super clam, but at the same time, looks like Kocrotsus is already organizing another pushing hard. Someone with a super clam. Oh no, it looks like they've gone the other way now, but it looked like someone was about to try and push in alone there again, try and get that basket open, but with that rain there in mid kind of make it difficult for Broy's to position themselves.
Yeah, well, at this point, neither team's really got enough clams to do anything with it. I'm not sure if we have a power clam up at all on... oh, there we go, there it is. Both ones nicely shot.
Looks like Larks is trying to get in there, now pulling back a little bit, but...
Yeah, and Larks just kind of realising they've been pincered, and gets the trade, but there goes the power clam.
Super clam straight away, yeah.
Still, Echo gets another essentially sacrificial push, but this time it doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to capitalise on it. That's going to be the end of that. So essentially, you've burned off 10 points of your penalty, and there's a free power clam there for the Team Alpha. I feel that isn't really working in Kocrotsus' favour.
No, but this will be a chance for Team Alpha to try and...
so here's the baller push. 2 super jumps. Is it 2 power clams? Yes, it is. That's a tie. But they
just need an extra
didn't bring anything else. They forgot to bring their small clams. There we go.
There we go with Trent. There we go.
Trent leaving it right up until the last second there and getting splattered for his trouble. Still, that is a lead. So balls in Kocrotsus' court, as it were.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely a much more coordinated push there coming from Team Alpha. Seen a couple of Oh, okay.
Lark's caught a bit out of position, and it looks like that Super Clam's just going to disappear. So we're now seeing a Clam advantage on Team Alpha, and they're, well, not in a position to push necessarily, but because it's so easy to just pull the Clam out across the high push, even though it's at their basket, it's still a threat for Kocrotsus to worry about.
Yeah, oh, so we have Echo there jumping in.
Oh, wow!
Score there.
Nerves of steel there, throwing the Clam before the splashdown, even though they were under fire.
And that is the lead as well.
By 1 point, and here we go. Larks and Super Jump as well with Tab there and Broyes. They could get something big here if they keep on going. Oh, there we go. Lark's taken out. Super Clam!
There it is.
And in it goes!
So just need 3 more clams at this point.
Oh, wow. I think they don't have anyone in position, though, so that's probably going to be a timeout. But this is very bad news for Team Alpha. There's not that much time left on the clock. Their Clam Harvest is looking decent at least, but I think a panic pick up there of the Super Clam, unless that was the old Pity Clam perhaps. The new one might not have quite dropped down. But Kocrotsus now still going for a power clam of their own. I think they want to try and knock this out.
Yeah, so
Trent juggling 2 power clams there.
Trying to keep them both in the game for now.
They need it. They need it. You know, Team Alpha can't afford to let a clam despawn.
But potentially at the cost of some, you know, aggression and pushing forward.
Yeah, and Zen unfortunately forced to retreat with the clams, left as the last player on the team. But fortunately for Team Alpha, Kocrotsus weren't able to capitalise on that 3 down.
Yeah, so
I like the clams. At this point, it wouldn't be enough by itself, but no, I think the pressure's just getting to them. Kocrotsus now pretty comfortable in position.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they were trying to also get a ball already so they could be jumping with those 2 as well, but unfortunately just going down by 3 there and losing, you know, one of the super clans.
Yeah.
Costing quite a bit.
Yeah, they're now in a situation where they don't have enough clams in their possession to get the overtake. They're going to have to harvest more.
They did have
and
the
now
ball
the
already,
clock is
and
really starting to hurt them.
Yeah, I did just see those Kenza Jaws have
Well, we see the baller
so
coming in. It blows up though. We do see super jumps, but I think they're speculative. In goes the ball. But no, everyone else has been taken out except for Trent tries to keep it alive, gets it in, but they still need so many more points.
Yeah, they need a lot. I mean, there's plenty of clams around, but
and Kocrotsus are just happy now. Yeah. They can just throw out those defensive bubbles.
Yeah.
A great last-minute incursion there from Team Alpha, but it wasn't quite enough. That's heartbreaking. Because really, the kind of play that they were doing there at the end that didn't quite work, really, that's pretty much the same play that Kocrotsus used to set that lead in the first place. The game just rested on a knife edge there. Well played to Kocrotsus for keeping their nerve. They might have just, in the face of that overtime pressure, they might have, it would have been very easy to just sort of panic and fall apart.
Yeah, and I feel like out of all the pushes, Kocrotsus really had like the defining push there, around mid game, to early on. But yeah, a lot of work would have been required for Team Alpha to get that lead in the end, and unfortunately falling short of that.
Yeah, unfortunately they were left with a push that was good but not good enough.
Yeah.
And so let's just take a moment to recognise that we've got a Kensa Junior coming out here on Rainmaker on Mori Towers. Like, I'm really interested to see how it's used here. I think there's potential with the bubbles and the torps, but I can't quite picture it in my head. So let's see them. Let's see.
I guess I'm thinking maybe torpedo and lobbing it onto the snipe if there's any pressure coming from there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that gets going. You're right. Trent, they're going up.
And then Trent, perhaps bamboozled by that beacon. Was there a second beacon maybe, or did the first one just not go down? Either way, Tab's able to capitalise on that, get the Rainmaker as well, and now they're just able to bully that 4 point.
Although that heavy splatling there, does inject though, so this could be it for that splat.
Looks like it's a clean getaway though, and then Tabs does manage to pick up that partial there on Zen. A lead, but I don't think it's going to come to much. We do have players ready there to make that climb miserable. Oh no, there we go, it's mounted.
Attempting to take out the Rainmaker, but not able to, so Kocrotsus is still coming very strong in the Rainmaker. They do have a path straight up.
And Broyes just cruising down the red carpet there. Just like clutchest of clutch holds there from Trent. And here we go. Away goes the Rainmaker. It looks like we're not opting for a reset. Trent figures that there's no one there because they're all getting splattered. And I reckon might just go for an immediate climb. We do have Kocrotsus players there. They're getting a bit too aggressive.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nice Trent as well, and the ball just jumping down and taking them down as he has that ball there. So
yeah. Still, it's back in mid at least. Even with a couple of players down, Team Alpha in a much better position than they were 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, Kocrotsus though, very comfortable position. You know, Team Alpha are essentially getting a knockout at this point. But there is still plenty of time to make it happen if they're able to pull it off.
The one blessing they have, of course, they've got these 3 minutes effectively with that passive special charge as well. You know, Croc, I don't think should be trying to play for time. I really feel that they want momentum here, especially because that would just be so powerful psychologically going into the next game. You know,
yeah, absolutely, I agree.
If you can get a knockout into a match point, then like that's hopefully you're just going to be able to let the other team's morale do your work for you. So Team Alpha they need to just not only be on the offensive, they need to make sure that Croc don't have the opportunity to get back on the offensive themselves.
Yeah, so trying to hold on to the Rainmaker as long as possible. Numbers going down on Team Alpha though, so very difficult situation. I think there's about 30 seconds left on that Rainmaker.
Yeah, and unfortunately Trent unsupported. That roll is just able to get the dunk. And in fact the Rainmaker fell all the way to the ground. I thought it was on the platform. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean Kocrotsus is doing a very good job though of just stopping any like wall climbs on that
They've made the position work, but Team Alpha have been doing the right things. They've been patient, and they've been able to make attrition work in their favour. So I think we might see something good here. Lampy there, you know, not getting out of their depth, letting their teammates do the work up close. Unfortunately though, they're now all alone in a 1v1. They do get that splat on Bros, and that was key. That ball point would have just made their life miserable, and it secured their team's jump markers. If Croc panic here, this could well be Team Alpha's chance.
Yeah, definitely. Team Alpha are playing this very carefully. Lampy, they're doing a fine job.
They've got the ink rail ready. They do have some ink on that facing wall, but I don't think it's enough to be confident about making the jump. And indeed, Lampy just opts for the half-pipe climb. We get players going down. I think there's still 2 on goal. Oh no! And that's the white. Oh,
it was 3 down on each, but then unfortunately the last player going down Team Alpha.
So that's a redemption story for Bros there. They were the last player in that same push earlier for Kocrotsus and went down, which enabled that later part of it. But that just felt absolutely crushing for Team Alpha. They were so close. They were doing all the right things. They weren't getting overexcited, and they still just couldn't quite make the push work.
Yeah, they will have probably one more opportunity here to try and do this now. Oh, that bomb making it very awkward.
Bomb doesn't quite do the work, and now no, Lars does make it work. I was thinking they overextended, but they did pop the Rainmaker. So this is now looking pretty dire for Team. In fact, no, this is just done. Team Alpha clean white.
Down in 5 seconds
Croc with the Rainmaker. They're going forward though. They're actually. Oh no, I think they can see where they are. They know there's no chance of getting splattered. So. Well played to Kocrotsus there. Team Alpha with so much grit and unfortunately so little to show for it.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to them though for getting that really decent push though towards the end, and for just holding on to that Rainmaker for so long. Lampy I think it was Lampy who had doing a fine job of
really collected and patient play with it. I really liked what I saw.
Yeah, so that is I believe that's 4 now to Kocrotsus, so they just need to take out one more of these upcoming games, and that'll be the set for them. Yes.
Obvious. So we're actually in the same situation as our previous match for tonight's broadcast. Splat zones at a 4-2 match point. So I guess we'll see how they approach it. Both of these teams have pretty different attitudes to what we saw from Sailor Vimos and from Krill Bill, and indeed we're seeing a slightly different loadout in this case.
Yeah, we are seeing the Kenzo Jr. this time though, which is I think we hoped for that earlier, but we're finally seeing it on this map.
Yeah, I like it. You can do a lot of damage up there with the torpedoes, you can disrespect people holding the bridge because you can just throw them from safe positions. And those bubbles are so devastating on these zones.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a very objective, focused weapon at the same time, the zones. So,
oh, wow. Tab just holding their nerve against Button's Julie Scorches there. And this is looking pretty good for Kocrotsus here. After an initial hold for Team Alpha, but I guess we got Magic coming out. Oh boy.
Tree making it difficult there, and
wow. Tab just...
wow.
Absolutely courageous there. Doesn't really care what your opponent's got. It's just like, nah, we're just going to stop you. Unfortunately, Lamby hasn't been able to get the cap. There we go. There we go. So Team Alpha ticking down now.
So I know a huge amount of trying to work through there before getting the lead, but that being said, the timer has been stopped again. Tim just kind of being on that bridge, trying to get a little bit of control around the zone.
And here is then just proving how nasty those bubbles are. People just have to run away from them. Even with the bridge going neutral, Croc had to essentially abandon the zones in order to get control of the situation.
Yeah, so 2 down now on Kocrotsus, so Team Alpha, they're capping both zones, and not much to work through now to take the lead, and there it is before going down to, so...
But Croc now... Oh, yeah, oh, there we go, attrition works out in their favour. Their penalty's quite small, but of course the issue is they need to find a way to actually accelerate them. Their problem so far has been every time they've managed to cap the zones, Team Alpha have managed to pull them away from the objective, and in ways that allow Team Alpha to maneuver and stall, if not recap. So Croc need to make this match all about them. They need to, create this momentum. And once again, though, Team Alpha have just gone in, taken the bridge, taken the zones, and they're now 4-2 up. This is what they need. When you're facing down what is essentially going to be 3 match points in a row, or is it 4? I can't count now. You need to have that confidence. You need to be able to just...
Definitely. Given they need to essentially take out all 3 of these upcoming games to have a chance to take out the set, they gotta, definitely play a bit more carefully here. And
well, Echo gets a bit overconfident there. Kocrotsus do have the numbers advantage, but Team Alpha have the numbers where it counts. This time that descent from above doesn't really get rewarded. They do manage to escape though. Wow, but Team Alpha don't really mind too much. They're able to get a recap without too much difficulty, I hope.
So a bit of retreating going on there from that baller.
Roy's there, caught in hostile ink with nowhere to go, and Team Alpha punished very nicely. But Button forced back. We do, however... Oh, we see Team Alpha get very close to the overtake.
They're going to be wanting to hold their zones just to get that lead back. And
there we go. And with only 1 left on Croc, here is Team Alpha's first real chance to get serious points.
Yeah, I feel like even just then though, Kocrotsus was maybe getting a little bit desperate there and rushing in to try and stop that from happening, but now that it's happening, I really wanting to play some bit more carefully to...
Yeah, Echo doing solid work there with that roller, but those bubbles there just threatening that other zone. I don't think this is a recap here. No. Oh, Team Alpha though, Kocrotsus give them a taste of their own medicine. Team Alpha doing all the right things except controlling the objective. So Croc were able to steal that one really.
Yeah, so 40 seconds left, and Team Alpha do have the zone and the numbers advantage, so this is looking fairly good for them at this point. Kocrotsus are going to be,
and this
is really wanting to come together here.
This is really what they need. If they can get a win here, if they can maintain a sort of a confident defensive win, essentially, we're winning by default. Kocrotsus has to work and try and beat us and fail. Then that's going to give them a huge boost going into the rest of the match, because they've still got to stare down another match point before they've got a chance at it themselves.
Yeah, no, this is definitely what they need here, and very good position here with just 5 seconds left.
Yeah, Croc will need a miracle to get that cap, and perhaps a misjudgment there. In fact, Echo unfortunately not perhaps just, threatened too much by that player from Team Alpha to try and work on the second zone cap. That's the tricky thing about two-zone map, of course.
Bit of a juggling act there by the looks of it towards the end there.
Securing overtime is not trivial. Still, Team Alpha must be very happy about that after, failing despite their heroic effort on that Rainmaker match. That's the confident win they really, really needed. They've not really been in control on the pace.
No, but they definitely seem to have a lot more momentum even on that
all
last
of their wins so far have all been sort of these scrappy comebacks. And even though there was some element of it here, unlike their previous scrappy comebacks, this one also gave them a hefty points margin advantage. 36 ticks better than their opponent managed. That's something you can be proud of.
Definitely, and that'll be the momentum they'll need going into these final, potentially 2 games.
Yeah.
But depending on who gets this one, of course, Kocrotsus do still need just that one more game to take the set.
And here we go. We've got Double Ray coming out. I think for the first time in a tower match this match, and then very early down on that splat roller.
So 52 gal there, so not a surprising choice. Curling Bomb, it's a very flat map, so Curling Bombs do work pretty well in this, and of course, this tower has to around health.
And Roy's just wasting no time. That spawn rate going, I don't even want that tower coming to our tree. Get it out of here.
Yeah, let's not let that tower get too far there.
Meanwhile, we've only got 2 people up there on Team Alpha, and with one of them being the anchor player and the other one having a charged Ray, I can understand them being perhaps a bit apprehensive to mix it up in close quarters. Crot now popping the baller for reasons I can't quite understand. Maybe they thought they were under fire. Maybe a teammate called for it.
Potentially thought they saw a player up there, but made it a bit awkward if they weren't putting the power there.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if they didn't gain anything out of it, I don't think it cost them that much either. But yeah, this tower just miserably neutral. But no, here we go. Team Alpha have a real chance to score here.
Yeah, so huge numbers of RNG from Team Alpha now, so they'll be wanting to get some momentum going, and they're coming out from this side of the tree. They have a bit of support as well.
Trent ditching the tower briefly for the inkjet. If they can get the picks for it though, there we go. A super jump to the tower keeps it alive. And that Stingray didn't really accomplish anything.
No, so I wonder if that was timed, the inkjet was timed because of that Stingray.
Yeah, that may well be the case, because then, of course, the Ray's got is forced between getting the pick and and covering the tower. Team Alpha just rolling on almost uninterrupted. I know, Crot haven't been making it easy for them, but Alpha is certainly looking like it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, they're at that very last checkpoint now. He's very
and
close
no,
to that.
Kocrotsus have no one really they can't actually affect the objective. That Ray does come out, and Zentractor just staring it down, willing to get splattered just for that chance at the knockout. It doesn't materialise, but 2 is very strong.
That's very strong indeed.
This is essentially Kocrotsus getting a taste of their own medicine. This is that Rainmaker game on Moray. And, well, I think Team Alpha, as much as they probably prefer a clean win, they might feel a bit of glee if they can then, do this in reverse. Tease Kocrotsus with their own attempt at a near takeover. I guess we'll see. There's 2 minutes on the clock. Kocrotsus are going to have to pull out better plays than they've done so far.
Definitely there. That being said though, 2 down again, a third one going down even, so Team Alpha maintaining a solid amount of aggression there.
Yeah, getting right in Kocrotsus' face, just doing the anti-spawn ray. Just keep their heads down, I suppose. And the tower rolling in as well. Trent here doing a job, single-handedly skirmishing with almost all of Kocrotsus. The tower... Yeah, oh no, has actually been threatened now. So that's probably the end of this push. Team Alpha consolidating, but Trent's keeping his options open. I like that opportunism, but it seems like this time Larks was just not having any of that nonsense.
For sure, yeah. That being said though, it's going to take a while for that tower to get back to the middle there, and time is ticking for the Kocrotsus if they want to change the game a bit here, but minute left. It's quite a lot. They had practically a knockdown in this last game.
And then Larks gets lucky there. It's just that baller only just got up in time, and they had a teammate there to take out their ambusher. Still, Kocrotsus have their Stingray ready. Alpha without theirs right now. So at the moment, the tower's... There we go. Moves through, but Royce comes out with the counter ray and picks off Zen like that, but exposes himself in the meantime, and Trent is on it like a hawk. And the tower is just... the tower being its charming self.
Control, so, yeah, not really ruling out a potential push here at the end.
Yeah, I feel Kocrotsus have it in them to get a good push here. They just haven't been able to assemble all the ingredients yet. And then Trent bullying people with that inkjet. That's doing so much work. Yeah, well, of course, we're looking at those charges. Both teams far away from an inkjet, but because there needs to be so much distance pushed on that tower, I'm still expecting an inkjet, a Stingray rather, to have a say in this.
Yeah, so Team Alpha, they're very close to having that Stingray ready. That being said, they're on the tower at the end, so let's game.
Team Alpha here, they're going to be feeling really happy here. Denying overtime, like, it's just going to save them, it's saved them rather so much stress and grief. They haven't had to worry about dueling Stingrays. They haven't had to worry about, watching their opponent score creep closer and closer and closer. They've earned themselves their own match point now.
We saw that from the numbers there at the end. Like, Team Alpha really have picked up their aggression quite a bit there. So I think that has made a huge difference on, it's very important on the zones, I think, sometimes to do that. But even just then we saw they had a huge numbers advantage in terms of splats. So yeah, they definitely have lifted their game in these last couple of games, and it'll be interesting to see whether they pull this comeback now on this final match.
Now, of course, Wale Warehouse, you do have to be quite aggressive to make clams work here. And I like seeing that 52 deco coming out again. I do like seeing, I'm pretty sure, the Tensatech reprising as well. They were both very, very effective in that previous game. Meanwhile, we've got, and I do like the fact that Kocrotsus are running that Kensu Jr. as well. I feel like a bubbles on Team Alpha is a mistake though. They're really, really nice on this map of clams because it's so easy to just shove them onto the clam platform without really having to risk anything.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting choice to not run with that, you're right. So I guess we'll see whether that comes to bite them in the end here. But I don't know, if they can just continue to be as aggressive as they were in the last couple of games, maybe it can work for them.
So skirmish is pretty inconclusive so far. We've got still no power clam up there on Team Alpha. Kocrotsus, meanwhile, getting their harvest going pretty well. The question is, can their power clam holder get in? I think Boris has... Oh no! Yeah, so a bit unfortunate there. They kind of got a little bit greedy when they could see the points. Lark's doing a reasonable job skirmishing, although going down there is perhaps inadvisable. I guess there's only so much you can do when you're a junior.
Yeah, definitely. Especially given, all of the range on your team. You got the Hydra and you got the Philly Squatches too, so severely outranging that junior. But yeah, I mean, I feel like having those bubbles ready at that moment probably would have helped in the end, but I guess they didn't quite have that ready in time.
And that inkjet just bullying that custom Hydra out of position and getting the splat eventually. The one thing that was missing in that was a push on the objective. Echo unfortunately goes in unsupported with the clam down that street, and that's probably going to be Team Alpha's chance to get on the front foot now.
Yeah, for sure. Kocrotsus said maybe overextending quite a bit there with those 10s, so... but that being said, you're right, Team Alpha already have a lot of points worth of claims in their possession now, so... they don't have those bubbles really to help the push. We used to see the bubbles, the defensive bubbles even coming out.
Yeah, Kocrotsus still looking to buy time, and Button here in position. We'll see if Crot has anyone to stop her. They do, but it's too slow. Big thing is whether Team Alpha can capitalise. I think it will be difficult for them. No, there we go. That's definitely not going anywhere further.
Not really enough time for the others to really jump in with super claims either.
So it's not the push they wanted, but a lead's a lead. And Kocrotsus so far haven't been able to get anything going. So perhaps Team Alpha are just going to see if they can try again next time. Getting a bit frantic here. That Stingray, no! Oh, I thought Lux was getting ready for a super jump. He was going to be home free, but no! Maybe their target got splattered?
Yeah, I guess, you know, the Stingray can work in that sense because you do have kind of a beacon on you with giving if you have a power clamp, so it does make it a bit difficult to avoid those Stingrays, so potentially just trying to get that near guaranteed splat there. But,
so we're once again left with a really inconclusive skirmish game. Both teams just kind of falling over in the middle, going 2 down. Neither of them really having much objective control.
A little bit of a
I do like the power clams that Team Alpha's managed to assemble, but unfortunately they don't control enough territory to take advantage of them, and it looks like they're both going to despawn. Kocrotsus, meanwhile, doing a bit of a better job of holding onto their power clams. They've never really made a credible push on the objective locations. The one time they had a chance, they just didn't have the clams with them. And Lark's bubbles there just go out into nothing and get shredded.
Yeah, it didn't really have a whole lot of room to move around in that, you know. They were kind of standing on enemy turf in that situation, so it did make it difficult to kind of...
Boys unfortunately gets outmaneuvered. That inkjet just smashes them from range. And we do have Echo just getting desperate here. The thing is that Larks gets the push, but it's I think this is just going to be a 79 pointer. Tab, unfortunately, their only clam option was the power clam, which would have made them ludicrously obvious. So we're stuck at a denied tie.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
So Team Alpha, I hesitate to say looking happy here. Kocrotsus have no clams at all. 30 seconds, it might be difficult for them to get a power clam made, but it's such a fragile lead. All it's going to take is a single power clam push, and Alpha are just gone. So they really need to look at suppressing Kocrotsus, ideally getting an attack of their own going.
Yeah, I do feel like they have a bit more of a defensive comp though, so this could work in their favour if they're careful enough. You know, they do have that Stingray, which could...
Well, Larks has the power clam, so overtime's happening, and it's basically balls in Team Alpha's court here. They've got to hold the line. That splashdown does a lot of damage. No! The super jump denies! It's winding up!
I was expecting that, yeah.
Oh boy!
But,
well, it's not time over yet, but I think the clock is going to make this... Another one! No! Oh, does boys get rejected? It's in and...
Oh my goodness.
I don't believe it. I was...
I did not see that bit coming. Wow.
Was that 4 attempts at the clam throw? 3 attempts?
Up there.
That is... I was expecting the timer to just come in and kill that. Wow, that is... I don't think you can have a closer final overtake than that. Well, Mesh did promise us that, you know, we'd have our hearts pounding from this match, and well,
that was set.
Both teams have absolutely delivered on that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I am just glad I didn't have to watch that live. Okay, well, after that, I think it's, wow. Sorry, I need to collect myself.
We see in the chat. That honestly did seem like a very long overtime there, so I'm so surprised that they even got pulled off.
Well, I think it's 20 seconds in clams. So that there is more than enough room for this kind of crazy long extended torture. Wow. I'm amazed both teams were as collected as they were in that. I was expecting one or even both of them to just disintegrate at about the T+10 mark. So yeah, congratulations to both for a steely resolve throughout that match. So in the end, Kocrotsus take it, but really I feel that was a truly a close match. Could have easily gone either way in so many of those games. I mean, Team Alpha could hold their heads high.
Yeah, I mean, especially given, they took out the first 2 games, but then, obviously losing in the next 4, but then managing to just look like they were actually going to come back again.
Yeah. Like, after going 4 in a row losses, like, it would be so easy to just sort of to roll over and just throw your hands in the air and say, stuff it, we're done here. Wow. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what both of these teams have in store for them, and honestly, they've both got me quite afraid of having to face them in future. It's the tricky thing about sharing a division with the people you're commentating, but I guess that's a battle for another evening. Thank you all for watching. We're going to go offline for a little bit, and thank you, Hess, for your camera work in the previous one, and for your commentary here. Thanks also to Ali for the production Yeah, I don't think I could have handled overlays on this one. It was far too exciting.
Yeah, it can be a little bit to juggle, actually.
So we do have one more match lined up this evening. This one's not a restream. This one is going to be live, and it's a Div 1 match. We've got Gallant Combatant taking on Team Midnight. Both of these teams have a win so far, and they've both shown some really, really impressively aggressive play so far. I think it's actually going to be the first match played for round 2 of this season, so it'll be cool to see what they're able to pull out. That will be on at 10:30. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Eastern time.
So it's about 32 minutes from now, I'm guessing?
Yes. So in the meantime, I think we both, everyone should probably take a break. Stay cool, I guess. Get hydrated. And we'll be seeing you then. All right, yeah. So anyway, yeah, thanks again, Hess. And yeah,
That's
we'll just
right.
be signing off for now.
Yep. Good night.